Hey everyone, Corrie here coming in to do the monthly channel message. This one is for April 2022, channeling through the energy. And as you can see, I'm in a really empty room. Like me and much of the energy, there's a big shift that's happening. We are shifting. We have a very challenging energy right now. It's like playing tug of war, and you may be feeling like you're in a tug of war with yourself, with your emotions, with past, present, future, with everything. It just feels like there's like this compound energy that just, it's like overwhelming, overpowering, and may feel like sometimes it is too much. You may be feeling the need to be like, you may be feeling sad. You may also be feeling like this sense of argumentative. And I'm just laughing because I'm like, the top of my head has like all these new sprigs of hair growing out. And I'm like, it's kind of my whole life. There's been lots of breaking away, falling away, and there's new growing. So that new growth, that regrowth. So we are in a time of dismantling. April is not going to be an easy month for a lot of people. You're going to see a lot of that challenges. But I'm going to also say, and I've said this so many times, I don't know why, it's like even last year, I was speaking of like April the 16th, 17th, around this time, and then around the 25th, 26th, you will see something big unfold. Something big is happening. And I know we have Easter coming up, but I didn't know last year when I channeled this that it would be Easter this year on the 16th. But around that April the 16th, 15th, 16th, there is something huge. We're already seeing lots of weather patterns and stuff unfold. But this energy and where this energy is coming from is truly giving me the sensation that it is a time for us to start to restore faith in ourselves, in our abilities to be able to be connected to our own free will and to our own self. That we're also going to see a big collapse in the narrative of the distribution of money and how money goes, or how we are seeing money, like money. And I don't mean like, and by this I mean like I feel like there's this narrative to push away of new money, but I think you're going to see something unfold. You're going to see a collapse. There is going to be some sort of collapse. One of the presidents from one of the three countries is going to be drastically affected or taken out of power, removed from power. And I think we'll see it before the middle of May. That could even be the United States, could be, but you're going to see the exposure of corruption in big ways, but you're also going to see a big fight back on trying to hide that. And so bring that into ourselves. I would say that bring that into ourselves and being at war with ourselves, and those sense of secrets and keeping secrets and hiding secrets is that you're going to see an exposure of secrets. So if you're someone who has a lot to hide and you've not been living in you've been living in secrecy, or you've been feeling like ashamed, or that you couldn't be yourself, or couldn't speak yourself, couldn't be your whole self, you're also going to start seeing that. Like, it's almost like you can't even hold it back. You can't hold it in. It is coming out, which then also changes some family dynamics. It changes relationships. It stirs things up. It breaks things away. But also you're going to see profound amounts of love, a marriage of our, that union of our soul, but also that come together of saying, you know what, I don't want to do this alone. I don't want to do this without you. So it feels like you may be in a challenge in a relationship, and the relationships may feel like it's being challenged, but all of a sudden you're just getting this like poof, like, oh my God, like out of left field. It's like, no, you are what I want. You are the person I want in my life. It's like wake up call. It's like all of a sudden people are getting those wake up calls. So there is a lot of different kinds of a lot of different energy affecting and impacting people differently as we're moving forth. We're also going to get that whole ego trip of, I don't need anybody. I can find a better way, and I can do this on my own. And so you see people stepping out and away and thinking that they know better than everyone else, or they got a better way of doing it. And it's kind of like, just let those people go. Let people fall away. Let people go where they need to go. But also for those that are in that state of being like revealed, it's not about you having to be exposed to the world and tell the whole world. It's not get on a microphone and announce to the world, but it's that you start to announce to yourself. You start to be honest with yourself, more authentically you. And it starts with you. And once you get used to speaking to yourself in that way of saying, I got this, I know this, I can do this, then you start to ripple it out to other people, and you start to speak it to other people without the guilt, without the shame, because you know that ultimately it has been affecting you in such a negative way your whole life. And you've been living so, with mask on, like masked, covered, not being able to reveal your truth, be your truth, to be in that state of love. And there's a lot of denial, that you deny yourself of a lot of extra things in life when secrecy is there, or if it was family that made you hide it. If it was a sense of saying, well, we don't let that out from underneath the rug. We keep that underneath the rug. It's better if we keep it in the family. No, it's not better if it's kept in the family. If it's not better that you didn't defend your children, it's not better that you were not there for people. It's not better that we keep it like that and nothing, and we'll just pretend like it didn't happen, unless you dealt with it in a family and you all got the help you needed and you all spoke about it and you all talked. That's different. But I mean, like, just let's pretend it didn't happen and you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. No, you're not going to be okay. Right. And so that's where it's coming up. And please remember, this does not replace any advice you've been given. This does not replace any psychological. This is the channeled energy and what is coming through, because we're also dealing a lot with that raw energy. So raw being in Aries, and we got this Cobra energy that is just like, and I keep seeing the Cobra, and I just see the Cobra can be of great service to it. Can be hypnotic. It can be great. It can be mesmerizing. It can also be trickster energy that's coming in, but it can also be magic that comes in that awakens part of us that we didn't know is there. So we do have a lot of trickster, a lot of coyote energy that's also amongst us. Being aware of that and catching that, even in our ability to trick and fool ourselves. But we've had a big trick played on us within the world, and we've been really caught under that for a while. And so I find myself stepping back from even places where I did trust, or where I thought I trusted, or where I didn't know where I belonged. I didn't want to, it was not that I didn't want to take sides, but I walked that middle road, and I love that middle road. I love that place of being able to say, I'm not this and I'm not that, but I have my own mind, and I think for myself, and I take bits and pieces. And so it's the same thing coming up as this energy is coming through. And if we don't make the changes we need to make now, I like in the next few months, I feel like it can be crippling. So we do see great dismantling before new beginnings, and we are witnessing it. But I'm telling you, we're seeing people fall from thrones. We're seeing crowns being dismantled. We're seeing the collapse. I also am picking up our queen, and I don't know why I'm picking up the queen so much, but I am picking up the queen. I'm picking up the queen. I'm seeing something happening around the queen. I don't know if she's not well, but I see a change. Like I feel like she may be giving over her throne or passing it on. And I feel like she may be passing it on to the kinder, softer generation, like to the generation that will be able to do big changes or be able to bring in. But that monarchy, that hierarchy of energy is taking a big shift. There's big shifts that is happening there as well. And, it's all coming up in that April energy, but this raw energy, and also with Chiron still being in Aries for another few years, the next couple of years, we're not going to see we're not going to see our full revelation of everything come until 2024. By 2023, we're really seeing it. By 2024, it's like really, really seeing the big shift and change. There's a lot of pink. I'm seeing a lot of pink. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of self-love. There's a lot of saying, I know I don't have to live the old ways. I don't have to live in fear. I don't have to be tied to establishment way of being. So there is the shifts in the establishments. Establishments will always be establishments, and establishments do not have God. They have imposter light, and they were not designed to work with God energy. They were not designed with a clear consciousness. They were designed to get everyone to be the one way. Look at our world with all of, and I'm Indigenous, in our Indigenous culture, or, when we look in at it and how between that and you can look through many cultures, tribal cultures, like through Ireland, through the divides, and they're just showing me different images, what I'm seeing. And so they're just saying, like that whole trying to suppress, trying to put a chokehold on, trying to reform, get us all to conform to a certain way. Can we not see that it's all like that those establishments are still designed that way? And those establishments will never not be designed that way, because it serves a purpose. And we need a shift and change in a whole way in order for that to be differently. And that is not yet to come. Not yet. So that rising of our own people and our own voices in a mature, healed heart, in a healed way, will be voices that can bring in the changes that will be needed. But it takes time, because we got to do our own personal healing. And during our own personal healing, during that time, is when we start to feel and know that something great is happening through us, for us, and that we are a part of it as a whole, as a larger collective. So bringing that into ourselves, where are we being so restricted? Where are we still following fear rules and old rules, and having old beliefs that are still imprinted upon us, having that old sense of self, still like in the blame game, whether we're blaming people or God or whoever we're blaming, like there's still that blame game, and taking ownership and responsibility for our lives, but also holding people accountable in the places where it needs to be to come full circle, whether it's apologies, whether it is, holding establishments accountable, because establishments are accountable for some of those things of our past. And to know that, if they're one thing to say, I feel sorrow and I feel really bad, but it's another thing to say this is from broken establishments. And those broken establishments need to be really, truly looked at, because if the broken establishment keeps running how a broken establishment is running, there's never going to be a change. All you did was it's lip service. It's lip service. And all you're doing is speaking this out. But where's the change? So the light and love that's behind action brings forth those changes. And it's time to see those changes. So it's in our own lives, in our own belief systems. I'm really, truly looking deep at how we hold other people so responsible who are not, for that, and blaming people. And, everybody has that free will choice. And so bringing that into our own awareness, but also bringing into awareness of not feeling like we have to be so, to keep those secrets from our own, hidden even from our own selves. And even, it's what we do when nobody's looking that matters. So even if the best of you've even hidden when nobody's even looking, because you can't come out of character ever. You're so used to being in character, so used to wearing the mask, that even when you're alone, you're even trying to fool your own self. There's some serious, deep things to look at. So this month we'll have a lot of those things that are coming up for us. So you may be feeling frustrated, anger. You may feel the impact of that in yourself, just like, And so that is because there is that trying to break out and free energy that's coming up. So we do have the rebellious energy. We do have that present, but we also have a lot of love. So there is still a lot of love. It's just like, but truly thinking before we act, like, is that going to serve my highest good? What's of my highest good? Where do I need to put this energy? Where do I need to focus it? And focusing all in that direction, that way will serve you well as you come into April. Hope this helps you in some way. Much, much love, and have a beautiful April. There are still beautiful things. You've got to look for the beautiful things, because they do exist in there. Mwah. Much love. Bye-bye. I don't know what my other hand was doing. And please subscribe and like the page. And also you can go to my website, CorrieThorne.com. I have many events coming up. Plus I will be in Vermilion in May. Much love. Bye-bye.